In the aftermath of the 2021 United States Capitol storming, criminal investigations, public health concerns, and various political repercussions have occurred. Most notably the second impeachment of Donald Trump. The riot triggered a nationwide manhunt for the perpetrators by federal law enforcement, with arrests and indictments following within days. The incident led to the resignation of leading figures within the United States Capitol Police and the Trump administration. Cabinet officials were pressured by the media and various public figures to invoke the 25th Amendment for removing Trump from office. People identified as rioters at the Capitol have been subjected to criminal investigations and arrests. Per his involvement in inciting the storming of the Capitol, Trump was suspended from various social media sites, including Twitter, YouTube and Facebook. In response to various posts by Trump supporters on the microblogging site Per in favor of the riot, insurrection, and attempts to overturn the 2020 United States presidential election, its cloud computing services hosted by Amazon Web Services were terminated by Amazon on January 10. Public health officials have highlighted the danger of this event in exacerbating the COVID-19 pandemic in the United States. Security measures were also dramatically increased for the inauguration of Joe Biden as president. This included the deployment of the United States National Guard, with a security perimeter erected around Capitol Hill. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi announced the formation of a commission similar to the 9/11 Commission for investigating the events surrounding the attack on the Capitol. The storming of the United States Capitol was a riot and violent attack against the 117th United States Congress on January 6, 2021. Carried out by a mob of supporters of U.S. President Donald Trump in an attempt to overturn his defeat in the 2020 presidential election. After attending a political rally hosted by the president, thousands of his supporters marched down Pennsylvania Avenue to the Capitol, with many breaching police perimeters and storming the building in an effort to disrupt the Electoral College vote count formalizing President-elect Joe Biden's election victory. The mob subsequently occupied, vandalized, and looted parts of the building for several hours, leading to the evacuation and lockdown of the Capitol, as well as 5 deaths. On January 7, Michael R. Sherwin, the interim United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, said rioters could be charged with seditious conspiracy or insurrection. He said any Capitol Police officer found to have assisted the rioters would be charged. And he further suggested that Trump could be investigated for comments he made to his supporters before they stormed the Capitol, and that others who assisted or facilitated or played some ancillary role in the events could also be investigated. As of January 14, the majority of charges filed were for disorderly conduct and unlawful entry. Also on January 7, House Homeland Security Committee Chairman Benny Thompson said that any rioter who entered the Capitol should be added to the federal no-fly list. Former acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe and Inspector General David C. Williams argued Trump could face criminal charges for inciting the riot. D.C. Attorney General Karl Racine said that he is specifically looking at whether to charge Donald Trump, Jr., Rudy Giuliani and Mo Brooks with inciting the violent attack on the Capitol. and indicated that he might consider charging Donald Trump when he has left office. Calls for Trump to be prosecuted for inciting the crowd to storm the Capitol also were made in the aftermath of the event. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser said, "We saw an unprecedented attack on our American democracy incited by the United States President. He must be held accountable." His constant and divisive rhetoric led to the abhorrent actions we saw today. Legal experts have stated that charging Trump with incitement would be difficult under Brandenburg v. Ohio, the Supreme Court ruling which established that for speech to be considered criminally inciting, it must have been intended to incite imminent lawless action, and likely to incite or produce such action, though the number of people arrested is large enough to defy generalization. At least 17% were tied to extremist or fringe movements, including the Proud Boys, Oath Keepers, 3%ers, and Patriot Front, as well as the Texas Freedom Force. The majority were not affiliated with a specific far-right group and had been more informally radicalized by right-wing internet, social media, or television. At least 15% had ties to the military or law enforcement. About 40% were business owners or white-collar workers. Only about 9% were apparently unemployed. A Washington Post review of public records showed that of defendants with enough information to identify financial histories, almost 60% had.